All right, ready to dive in. Today we're looking at Ganesh Housing Corporation.
A big name in Ahmedabad real estate.
For sure. And we've got their unaudited financials for Q3 of fiscal year 2025.
And the earnings presentation that goes with it.
So if you're thinking about, how's the housing market doing, especially in a booming city?
This deep dive should give us a good look at how Ganesh Housing is doing.
Exactly. And what it all means for the bigger picture.
Well, one thing that jumps out from their Q3 results,
Yeah.
a 44% year-over-year revenue growth.
Wow.
That puts them at INR 2,641 million.
Okay, but revenue's just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Oh, absolutely. But even more impressive, their profit after tax.
That.
Yeah, Pat jumped by 60% for the quarter.
So they made INR 1,608 million.
Exactly.
So help me understand this. What does all this tell us about how healthy this company is?
Well, it shows that Ganesh Housing isn't just growing, they're getting more profitable too.
How can you tell?
Their EBITDA and PAT margins are expanding. It means they're squeezing more profit out of every rupee they bring in.
So they're getting more efficient.
Yeah, think of it like, I don't know, selling lemonade.
Okay.
You figure out how to make each cup cost you less.
But you're still selling it for the same price.
Exactly. That's what increasing margins look like, and it's a good sign.
A sign that they're managing their money well.
Right.
And, they've been net debt-free for over 10 quarters, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like they've got the safety net.
Exactly. That financial discipline gives them a lot of flexibility.
And makes them more resilient, especially in a market like real estate.
Definitely. But we also have to remember
What?
their success is tied to what's happening in Ahmedabad's real estate market overall.
Right, Ahmedabad. It's known for being affordable, isn't it?
It's got the most affordable housing market in India.
Out of all the major cities.
Yeah, with a 23% affordability ratio.
23%, wow.
Think about Mumbai. Their affordability ratio is around 50%.
Huge difference.
And Ahmedabad also has a really high quality of living.
So that's driving the real estate boom there.
Exactly.
So Ganesh Housing's impressive growth.
Yeah.
We have to keep in mind that they're riding this wave of positive trends in Ahmedabad.
It all plays a role.
Infrastructure
Wow.
development, a strong economy.
All of that creates fertile ground for a company like Ganesh Housing to really take off.
They're in the right place at the right time.
It seems like it, and they're making the most of it.
Their project portfolio is a good example of that.
For sure.
So let's talk projects.
Okay.
They've got two ongoing projects, Malabar Retreat at 22% completion
Right.
and Million Mines Tech Park Phase 1 at almost 75%.
Almost there.
Then there's Malabar Exotica. That one's done and handed over.
Yeah, but the Million Mines Tech Park,
That one seems like the star of the show.
it's really strategically positioned within Ahmedabad's growing IT and ITES sector.
So tech, basically.
Yeah, and imagine this, world-class infrastructure spread over 64 acres right next to Gift City.
Now, Gifty City, that's a...
It's a new financial hub attracting all these global companies.
I see.
And this project isn't just about offices.
No.
It's a whole mixed-use ecosystem.
Like a mini city.
Yeah, with residential, commercial, retail, even a hotel component.
That's ambitious.
It is, and it fits perfectly with Gujarat's goal of becoming a top 5 state in IT and ITES.
Really?
The government is really backing this goal
Oh, so
with all sorts of incentives and initiatives.
makes it easier for companies like Ganesh Housing to thrive.
Exactly, it's a win-win.
Million Mines aside, Ganesh Housing has some pretty big plans for the future, don't they?
They do. Their future plans are huge.
Yeah.
They're looking at developing something like 33 million square feet of infrastructure and special projects.
And this translates to
A projected sales value of a massive INR 175,100 million.
wow, that's thinking big.
For sure, and there's one project that caught my eye.
Which one?
One Thaltej, a brand new commercial development.
Big one.
1.8 million square feet of saleable area.
And they're starting construction.
support-
It seems like a pretty aggressive growth strategy.
It does, but what's interesting is what sets them apart beyond just the numbers.
Like what?
What is it about how they do things that's driving this success?
Well, it seems like they're focused on things like transparency and trust.
Important in real estate?
Definitely. And timely delivery.
Absolutely.
Plus, they're using technology in their projects.
Like what?
Things like iHomes and home automation.
And don't forget about their strategic project locations.
True. They seem to pick spots that aren't just pretty, but also have the potential for appreciation.
Smart.
It's like they're not just building buildings,
What do they do?
they're building communities
Yeah,
and investing in the future.
it seems like it.
And they've got a strong team leading all of this.
Experienced team.
Their MD and CEO, Shekhar Patel, has been with them since 1994.
Wow.
That kind of continuity at the top suggests they really understand the business,
And the market.
right? But it makes you wonder,
What's the question?
what's their secret sauce?
Yeah, what makes Ganesh Housing Corporation tick?
That's a great question. Maybe it's a combination of all these factors.
What factors?
The location, the focus on technology, the leadership,
Uh-huh.
and that commitment to building trust with their customers.
It could be all of the above. Hashtag TTS, the deep dive episode 2025-01-17, part 2 of 3.
They seem like they figured a lot out.
Right.
But I'm curious, the risks,
Yeah.
real estate can be unpredictable.
Oh, definitely. No investment is without risk.
True.
And the real estate market, it goes up and down.
Cyclical.
Exactly. And things like interest rates.
Or government policies.
All of that can have a huge impact.
So how can Ganesh Housing deal with all that, if things go south?
Well, that debt-free balance sheet we were talking about,
Right.
it definitely gives them a buffer.
Like a cushion.
Yeah. If there are any unexpected shocks,
That's good to know.
it suggests they're thinking long-term.
And focusing on stability.
Makes sense.
But let's go back to their track record for a minute. Their completed project, Malabar Exotica.
Yeah.
It was recognized as India's top tech structure in 2023
Really?
by the Indian Concrete Institute.
Wow.
And even Prime Minister Modi praised it
What'd you say?
for its use of precast technology and high safety standards
So they're pushing the boundaries
of construction technology,
using innovative methods.
better efficiency and quality.
It shows they're not just building quickly.
They're building well.
That's key.
It's not just about speed.
Right.
It's about the quality and the innovation behind their projects.
I see.
And speaking of thinking outside the box,
Yeah.
remember Lalita Govind Udyan,
Refresh my memory.
that 8-acre green space they built near their Malabar projects.
Oh, right, with the Miyawaki forest.
It was even inaugurated by Home Minister Amit Shah.
And Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel.
Yeah, that shows the level of recognition they've gotten.
Impressive.
But what's cool is they're going beyond just buildings.
In what way?
They're creating spaces
Yep.
that make the community better.
And improve the quality of life for people living there.
A park next door is a nice perk.
For sure.
But they're not just focused on residential projects, are they?
No.
They're commercial ventures,
Right.
especially Million Minds Tech Park.
Right.
It's all about tapping into Ahmedabad as a tech hub,
Makes sense.
and they're building it near Gift City.
Strategically.
It shows they're thinking ahead,
Capitalizing on trends.
positioning themselves for Ahmedabad's growth as a financial and tech center.
Smart move.
They seem to know how to anticipate growth areas.
And get in early.
Have they always been like this, forward thinking?
Well, they've been around since 1991,
That's a while.
and they've evolved and adapted a lot.
In what way?
From starting with residential projects
Yeah.
to branching out into commercial, retail, even townships.
Wow.
It shows they're willing to try new things.
And diversify.
Staying ahead in real estate isn't just about building,
It's about vision and adaptability.
and a commitment to innovation.
Couldn't agree more.
And it also requires a good team.
With the right expertise.
We talked about their leadership earlier,
Yeah.
but their whole team has a lot of experience.
Like,
People in finance, project management, sales and marketing,
nah.
legal, even treasury. It's a well-rounded group.
That can handle the complexities of real estate.
Definitely.
They seem to have built a strong foundation for success
Internally and externally.
with their team, projects, and partnerships.
True, but it raises a question.
How's that?
What challenges might a company like this face?
As they grow so fast.
Exactly.
That's a good question.
It makes you think about the pressure to keep growing
And stay profitable,
while also sticking to their values.
like transparency and community building.
Right.
And as they move into new areas, like all this technology,
And large-scale commercial projects.
they'll have to keep adapting and innovating.
To stay ahead, hashtag TTS, the deep dive episode 2025-01-17, part 3 of 3.
Sounds like a lot to handle, but looking at what they've done, I think they can do it. They've always adapted and found new ways to do things.
True.
So who knows what they'll do next?
That's what's exciting about Ganesh Housing Corporation.
What do you mean?
They're not just putting up buildings.
Well,
They're shaping the whole landscape of Ahmedabad.
and maybe even influencing how real estate is developed across India.
It's possible.
And that brings us back to you listening to this deep dive.
What are your thoughts?
What stood out to you?
What's caught your attention?
Is it their financials,
Their growth plans?
their focus on innovation and community,
We've talked about a lot.
from their financial performance to their projects?
And their focus on technology and sustainability.
We even touched on the risks and challenges they might face.
as they grow.
It's a lot to take in.
But that's what makes these deep dives so interesting.
We get to see the whole picture.
And connect the dots.
Exactly. And as you continue exploring Ganesh Housing Corporation.
Here's something to think about.
Okay.
We focused on Ahmedabad. But could this model work in other fast-growing cities in India?
Interesting question.
Could their approach be a blueprint for how we develop cities?
In a sustainable way.
That also focuses on community.
That's a great question to leave everyone with.
It makes you think about the impact a company like this could have.
On the future of cities in India.
Absolutely. And if you're as curious as we are,
Check out their website.
there's a ton of information there.
This is just the start of your deep dive into Indian real estate.
There's always more to learn
More to analyze.
and more connections to make.
Keep exploring, and we'll see you on our next deep dive.